Oh,
Production value.
Wow.
Production
This is
value.
official. Got our own countdown and everything now. Welcome to Drafting Place, everyone. This is, I don't know, our 6th or 7th time doing this. It's been a while, so I'm not sure. But we are going to be drafting our favorite Disney content of 2022, sort of recapping the year here. We're going to be doing a category draft, by the way. So this is going to be a little bit more complex. It adds some wrinkles into it, changes up the way you might want to think about your list. But real quick, we'll do introductions here. I am Mack. Kyle. I'll figure this out eventually, right?
Hi.
And then we got down here is Benji somewhere over there, and then Doobie. Doobie's the easy one. I can figure out that.
I wonder why.
Gonna move on from that. So let's. We're gonna be drafting in different categories here. Kyle, do we have a game before our draft here, or do we just jump right into the draft?
We can do a quick how much is that cameo if you guys want. I was trying to find one that would be relevant to today's draft, but that proved a little bit harder than I would have expected. So
this came
I don't have
the only one from Doobie, by the way. This was all him.
Yeah, he likes
hit us up, Kyle.
All right, so I don't have the means of playing this person's intro, but Terry O'Quinn, known from the ABC hit Lost, one of Doobie's favorite programs of all time. I need to know, how much is that cameo?
I love that Doobie has now disappeared right after requesting. There he is.
Who are we starting with?
Whoever, anyone who wants to throw down the gauntlet.
I'm gonna go $200.
Okay.
I regret it, but I did it. Okay.
You did it. It's done, and that's how we do it. You can change it. It doesn't matter.
$199.
Okay.
Smart. Doobie?
It is not one of my all-time favorite shows. It is my all-time favorite show, and Terry O'Quinn is worth about $750, but he's probably charging about $60 because he's a good guy.
All right. And Mack,
that $750 would be way up there on the low hand scale, that's for sure. I'm gonna say $125.
All right. Well, then this special edition's winner is Benji, who backed himself out of getting both showcases because that cameo was $100.
You could have been reaching into Kyle's pocket.
You can trade your pocket and get a $100 bill.
If you're not familiar, by the way, we do that game on the Zacks of Life podcast that Kyle and I do, and Doobie and Benji are frequent guests on it. So that's why that flowed. So that's why Benji was so on the money there. He's very experienced with how much is that cameo. All right, let's get into our draft. So like I said, we're doing a category draft. We're drafting the best Disney content of 2022. We have 4 categories. It's going to be Disney Plus, Hulu, theatrical releases, and then network, ABC, or cable, ESPN, Freeform, FX, any other Disney-owned
Disney
network.
Channel?
Disney Channel is probably a good one. That's one that should come to mind pretty high up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Kyle, how are you going to figure out our draft order for us here?
A question before we start. Can you remind me, Turning Red, that was theatrical, right? Because that was Pixar?
No.
Tony is not here. So you can feel free to take all the shots you want, but he's not going to be here to defend himself. So
he might be in the comments. You never know with him.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's his brand. That's his brand. You never know with him.
I will start with Ben, and then Doobie, Mack, and me. How about that? So Benji, your number is 5. Doobie, 11. Mack,
wow.
6. And me 10. So Doobie, me, Mack, Ben.
That works.
Okay.
All right. So there's no specific order to the category that you have to fill. Again, Disney Plus, Hulu. We'll just call it TV in general and theatrical. So Doobie, which category are you going to fill first here?
I am going to take the most obvious winner. I'm going to take the most obvious winner before someone else does, since I'm taking advantage of my number one position. Tony Betty is here. I see who is getting my wrath as we enter 2023. I'm going to go with the category of Disney Plus, and the Disney Plus winner is, of course, Andor.
Saw that go.
Legend.
Especially after the one that we had before the show started.
So give me Andor and give me early winner, early leader in the clubhouse.
I, having not seen it yet, I, from what I've heard, can agree that it is worthy of the number one pick. I know. Believe me, I should have watched it by now. You know what my problem is? The fact that everybody tells me you have to watch 3 episodes to be interested in it, and I don't have the time to sit down for 3.5 hours or whatever it is. So
I feel like Kowski right here. I'm on an LPTV stream.
You know what one of my pet peeves is? When someone says, you know what my problem is, and they don't wait for an answer.
Doobie has a pet peeve? What?
Watch Andor.
Yes, I will. I definitely plan to watch it. I know a lot of people would agree that this should be the first pick. However, well, you know what? I'm not up next. Kyle's up next. So I'm nervous about this now.
Well, it's probably not the one. I thought about taking the one that I think you're talking about just to mess with things, but that doesn't seem practical. I'm going to go theatrical, and I'm going to take Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, it's a good pick. That was probably going to be my pick. Not the one I was worried about you taking, though, which I will make sure I get before it comes back to you, so don't worry about that.
Okay, well, let's see if we're actually talking about the same thing or whether I'm totally off on a weird path.
We'll see. It's funny because it's not one that should be high up in the draft, but Wakanda Forever definitely
and we're probably talking about the same one.
Wakanda Forever was fantastic. It was my number one if I was going to take a theatrical release. But I do feel a little bit better about now taking what was my favorite theatrical release. So yes, Doobie, before I make my pick.
In the words of Michael Mack, I've not seen this one yet.
I like that.
In the words of Michael Mack, one of Marvel's best, and that wasn't the movie that he said that about.
No, but I will go ahead and take the movie that I said that about. I will draft Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That's going to be my first pick. Also the theatrical release, and yes, one of the best Marvel movies ever, in my humble opinion. Yeah, and so Kyle and I going back-to-back theatrical, it probably wasn't the smartest of me to jump on theatrical. I could have taken another category, but that's all right.
Could
like I said, I already
because Benji's got back-to-back picks, so I think it's probably smart to take the theatrical.
That's true, yes. And there does feel like there's a bit of a drop-off after those 2 theatrical releases, so we'll see where it goes.
I beg to differ. I am quite comfortable with my choice that it is not a large drop-off. Perhaps even you two overlooked the best of the year.
Ooh, interesting.
Bob's Burgers movie, you're right.
All right, well, like you said, Kyle, Benji, you are up now with back-to-back picks here.
Okay, so I want full disclaimer. This is not the movie. This is not the products I feel are the best. I just am trying to create an overall. What are you doing? So I'm going to start with Disney Plus,
where I don't see half of them.
I'm gonna go with Disney Plus and take Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Nice.
I feel like there's a decent fan base there that might help me out.
It won the what is it? The something or other award for something.
It won the primetime Emmy for best TV show, best TV movie.
Yeah,
just barely beating out Damnation Alley and Mother May I Sleep with Danger.
I just want to say though, I want to be clear. I'm talking. This is under Disney Plus. This is not under Hulu.
Correct.
Okay, that's a different show.
Oh yes, that's right. Okay. I want to point out that you did say you're not taking your favorite, content or whatever. You're just drafting to win, right? You drafted based on the fan base. So I just want to recall back to our Halloween drafting place, or our halfway to Halloween, whenever we did that one, when I took Hocus Pocus and got a lot of flack for it. but still won in the poll.
Right, no, I learned my lesson. I thought I was going to go with Trey Lance, but it didn't work out that way.
So are you implying, Benji, that you're not a fan of this movie?
I am a fan of this movie. I don't know that it's my favorite Disney Plus release, but I think it balances out my, I think it. I mean, I loved a lot of the Marvel stuff, but there was a lot of it, and I think it kind of split the vote, so to speak. So
makes sense. Covering all your bases here.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a respectable pick.
And then for network.
Ooh, okay.
I know, right? I'm gonna go with Hamster and Gretel from Disney Channel. From Dan Povenmire. That it's a Disney. We should do something, Disney, because Laughing Place.
Yeah, that is important to you. I knew you were going to choose the ones that, that's what I can count on him for, is those deep picks. Where he's like, I gotta represent Geo.
I'm surprised he didn't choose Limitless. Still trying to win that one back.
Well, on that note, actually, and I am back up on the clock here, and so two of my favorite Nat Geo projects of the year went straight to Disney Plus and never actually were on Nat Geo, so they would have fit in the Disney Plus category, which I have a list of like 12 different things. My list for cable/network is like 3. So I got to go and grab my network category here. I got to make sure before Kyle gets it, because it's one of like 3 things I watched all year. I am taking Claim to Fame, the new reality game show featuring the Jonas Brothers.
Would have been my pick. Totally.
Wow.
Yeah.
I barely remember. If you had went back to me and said, "Hey, this was on ABC," I would have been like, "I vaguely remember this maybe being announced."
Yes. Well, I had the pleasure of reviewing it, and I was actually very pleasantly surprised. I really enjoyed this show. It's one of those guilty pleasure shows that you're like, you look at the premise of it, and you're like, this is so stupid. Then you watch a few episodes, and you're just hooked, and you're playing along, and you're trying to figure out all the clues and everything. Kyle, Becca, and I were texting constantly throughout the run of the show, so it was a lot of fun. Never would have thought that lineup would be up on the screen: Multiverse of Madness and Claim to Fame. All right, Kyle. So I'm glad I got the pick before you took it from me, because I knew that was going to happen. So You're back up now, and all you have is your theatrical Wakanda Forever. Where you go next?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to the Disney Plus well, and while I have 3 Marvel content listed, I'm gonna take Turning Red.
Oh, nice.
Because it could have been theatrical, so I feel like I'm getting like a bonus here. I really enjoyed the movie. I like the songs. I think that the red panda is adorable. And what else to say? I like Toronto too, so that helps.
Tony and I had a conversation about Turning Red earlier today, and that Four Town song has been stuck in my head all day since then. So that movie definitely stuck with me in that sense. Here's what I hate about this pick for me. You guys all did your Disney Plus choices and left me with all of the Marvel content. Now I have to choose which one I actually want. So I expected that.
Luckily, you ranked them already, so it feels like that should give you.
Very true. Yeah, that's a good point. That my list of my ranking of all of the Marvel content from 2022 can be found on laughingplace.com right now. Kyle goes Turning Red. Okay, and then Doobie, we are back to you now. Tony says Kyle gets his vote already.
That's what matters.
Doobie, back pick.
I'm going to go with since everyone thinks my theatrical's crazy. I will hold that, knowing no one else will take it. I'm going to go network cable. I'm going to go with name recognition here.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go with Beauty and the Beast 30th anniversary celebration.
I almost thought about poaching that from you, but decided to be smart.
Wow, thanks, Kyle.
No, not that it's a bad pick, but just that I'm like, well, I should probably get my Disney Plus thing in.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So,
No,
I did see this. I was shocked at how much I enjoyed this. I expected to just laugh at it, and instead I found myself only laughing at two of the numbers. Most of it I absolutely loved. It was great. It was great.
I think I said this on our Festivus show, maybe, but Kyle sent me a picture of the chair, and I don't want to watch it anymore. So
The chair is the weirdest thing I've seen on network television.
Please remember the worst to me was the Beast. The Beast costume was absolutely terrible. But other than that, it was
the
good.
puppet one.
Yes.
I liked I thought that was fun.
I don't mind the fact that it was a puppet, but the design of it to me was just horrendous. It was kooky looking. Totally.
It didn't impress you much.
And Martin Short tried his best to ruin it, but I made it past.
Yes, I want to point out that the only eligible content with Short in it was drafted by Doobie. Just want to point that out.
Wow, thanks. I'm going to switch my pick to Alaska Daily. All right, and do I go again? Is that how this works?
Yes.
Are we snake that
Yes,
way?
you are back up now.
All right,
you
now
still
let's
have
go to
Hulu and theatrical, right? No, yeah, Hulu and theatrical.
No one's made a Hulu choice yet, right?
No.
Right. Yeah.
And I think I know what yours could be.
I think there's a clear Hulu choice here, so I'm going to go ahead and steal it now. Safe in my theatrical. There was one movie on Hulu that I believe it got 110% on Rotten Tomatoes. I believe our own LP reviewer gave it his highest ranking. And if it's eligible for an Oscar, an Emmy, a Tony, and a Grammy, it's going to win all four. And that is Prey on Hulu.
I was you led me in all sorts of different directions there. I was not sure where that was going. Yeah, this was my first choice for Hulu. I definitely liked this movie a lot, and I'm glad to see how well received it was, because Predator movies are inherently a little bit cheesy. So but I thought they did a really good job with this. Really enjoyed it, and yeah, you stole my pick. It's fine. It was a good pick.
Fun fact: I tried to watch it, couldn't make it through it. Did not enjoy it.
Terrible pick, Doobie. I hate this pick. I did really like it. That was legitimate. None of that was sarcasm on my end. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I really wish you had picked anything else from Hulu for the past year. Kyle, back to you now.
Well, I'm also going to stay in the realm of Hulu, and once again, I have a pretty full list of acclaimed shows that I haven't seen. So I'm going to go with the one that I actually did watch, did not expect to like at all, and actually really enjoyed. I'm taking How I Met Your Father.
Ah, good. Okay.
You might have forgotten that it existed because it came out in January.
It was January. Okay, I thought it was 2021. That's why I didn't even consider it. But yeah, that makes sense then. I was really worried that you were going to take my Hulu pick there too, because my top two would have just gone right before me. But I haven't watched How I Met Your Father.
I thought sure he was going to take Fresh there.
I'm definitely more of a comedy fan, so that kind of beat out the other ones on my. Although some of them might be arguably comedic. So.
Oh yeah, my next pick is a comedic show from Hulu. So, but I don't want to cut you off. Did either of you guys, Benji or Doobie, did you watch How I Met Your Father?
I started it.
Okay.
I never heard of it.
Okay. Have you heard
I grew up without a father. I grew up without a father, so that hurts me deeply. I couldn't.
But it's not Lizzie McGuire. It's basically the Lizzie McGuire reboot we didn't get. Instead, they rebooted a CBS show. It totally makes sense.
Perfect.
For the record, he passed away when I was very young. I want to make that clear.
I like how if we say anything slightly negative on Disney Trivia Live, we get yelled at, but he's allowed to just totally drag down the mood of this show. So
do you see a 13-year-old sitting next to me? I got a different.
Yeah, he's 13. He's allowed to know about people dying.
We have Tony in the audience. That's basically a child. All right. Anyway, we're gonna move on.
Benji's biting his tongue so hard right now, and I know what he's thinking.
I am going to make the third straight Hulu pick here because you guys have all done your Disney Plus pick already, so I don't have to worry about that getting taken. So Prey was my number one on my list. I have not watched How I Met Your Father, but I actually came up with the idea for this whole concept while watching this show on Hulu, Reboot, the show starring Judy Greer and Keegan-Michael Key and, believe it or not, Johnny Knoxville, who, this is going to sound absolutely crazy and sound like I'm joking, legitimately good in this show. He is pretty great. It's a hilarious show, and then there's also some serious elements to it too, but it's really, really funny. I definitely recommend it.
I've seen a couple episodes. It is absolutely hilarious. It's a little too grown up for me. I had to stop watching, but it is what I got through is really, really funny.
Yeah, it was. Paul Reiser's really funny in it too. It's a great cast, really funny concept. I really, really.
Okay.
Yeah, just to be clear, Only Murders in the Building not eligible to be drafted because it did not start this year. So
and it has Martin Short in it.
You drafted something with Martin Short in it.
The only thing with Martin Short.
Martin Short is actually really good in Murders in the Building. It pains me to say that, but
he is. And that would be the number one, like consensus number one on Hulu, I think, right? Like there's no there any argument against that?
I think Mike.
Oh, I haven't watched that. So I'll have to check that one out. But
it's really similar to Only Murders in the Building, kind of has the same tone, the same arc, but it's pretty enjoyable. It's about Mike Tyson, for those who don't know. Yeah.
Right.
Figured that was the same vein as Fresh.
Fresh was good for a long time. It got terrible at the end. That is funny, but Fresh was good for a long time.
I see what you did there. That was well played. Benji, we are
that
back
was very
to you
good.
now.
Can we go off? I don't know. Can you see this image?
Yes, I know what it says.
It says, "Why is COVID better than Southwest? Because it's airborne."
No.
Wow.
Don't even. Take it down. Let's move on.
I still want to know if at any point during Reboot, Johnny Knoxville gets ice cream.
Oh, wow. That's not Johnny Knoxville property you would think you would reference there. But no, I will say again, though, he is legitimately good in this show. And it's weird to watch. Like there were moments where I was like, I keep forgetting that's Johnny Knoxville. Like he's not. He's one of the main characters. So the show is about this group of actors, and they are rebooting their show from like the 90s. But it's the original actors playing the same characters. And so I mean, Johnny Knoxville is not an actor, but he is now acting as an actor. So there you go, and does a pretty great job of it. So not only is he hilarious, but also does a pretty good acting job as well.
Yeah, it's not that kind of a reboot. I'm sorry. There's no Control Alt nor Delete involved.
That was a great cartoon show back in the 90s, though. Johnny Knoxville plays Rasputin in History of the World Part 2, coming soon to Hulu.
Oh, not the original.
There's no original. What?
Oh, there's History of the World Part 1. That's right. I'm sorry.
Doobie just found the joke. That was an anti-gravity moment there.
All
right, so Benji, we are back to you now. It was so long ago, I cannot remember what your picks were. But
so this is the last pick of the third round, right?
Yes, correct.
And the start of the fourth round, yes.
So after Benji makes his third pick, let's do a quick recap of where we are before we hit the last round. So go ahead, Ben.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Hulu. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one I go with because I'm next again. But I'm gonna go with Hulu and The Bear.
That was high on my list. That was one that Becca watched and I saw part of while she did, and it seemed stressful but interesting.
I don't even know.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because Jess watched it also, and I did not. So yeah, I had the same vibe. It seemed very chaotic and and stressful is the right word probably. Was this FX on Hulu? Was it also on FX or was it?
No,
both?
FX on Hulu.
Oh, okay. It was just Hulu then. Okay, got it. But yeah, good.
All right, so
pick.
I want to watch this now. I like stuff that takes place in a restaurant or a kitchen or that kind of thing. So Ben, can you recap your 3 picks real quick?
Rescue Rangers,
And their categories?
and The Bear.
So that's Disney Channel. I'm sorry, Disney Plus, networks, and Hulu. How about you, Matt? Can you recap what the categories?
Yeah, I got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's my theatrical pick. Claim to Fame is my network pick, and Reboot is my Hulu pick.
Okay, Kyle.
I have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Turning Red, which is a Disney Plus pick, and then How I Met Your Father for Hulu so far.
And I have Disney Plus Andor, the best piece of content Disney put out this year. Hulu Prey, the second best, and Beauty and the Beast Celebration for the networks. So I think I'm clearly in the lead as we enter round 4.
So wait, hang on. So Andor was the first best, Prey was the second best, and then the Beauty and the Beast live theatrical whatever was not ranked?
No, not really. But nothing in network cable would have been ranked, so it has the best name recognition. Feeling very good about this.
Real quick on the Bear. Real quick on the Bear before we move off of that. Did anyone see the Yule log that they released for this show?
I did because I put it in to do.
Yes, that makes sense. It was pretty funny though. It was just that main character staring at a kitchen, like a grease fire in the kitchen for a half hour. So pretty funny Yule log you could have during the holidays.
I saw the Bûche de Noël.
All right. Are we ready to start the 4th round here?
Yes.
Bring it on home, Benjamin.
So I'm torn between 2 different things. But I'm going to take Avatar: The Way of Water.
No, you're not.
Wow.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
You're
Wait, hang on. Doobie, was Avatar the weird out there pick that you thought we would overlook?
Have you guys said, oh, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, we clearly have the 2 biggest things in theatrical. Yes, this is going to be much bigger than either of them. This is huge.
What was your other one, Ben? Barbarian?
No, I was doing Banshees of Inisherin just because Oscar bait, but
okay.
I'll go with the popular pick. Who cares about the critic score? I care about the audience score.
Well, that's why I wondered about the horror movie that everyone was talking about for a month there.
I know, but I'm a scaredy cat, so
didn't have to see it.
I know. Anyway.
You don't have to see
Avatar: The Way of Water. The movie I just tried to buy tickets for tomorrow night and had challenges, so it still has legs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fins. It has fins.
Some little weird tendril things coming out of your ear.
Well,
this is concept art, right? Because it looks better than this.
It's signed, so I would say yes.
Ew.
So, I have not seen The Way of Water. I have not seen Avatar. So I've got nothing to add to this conversation on this movie here. But obviously a popular pick.
I don't get this reference, but I feel like if I did, it'd be really
I don't care
funny.
about. He's famous as saying, "I don't care about Academy Awards. I care about the Bank of America Awards." Like he wanted to make money. Yeah.
Is he big enough? Can he reach the counter? The Bank of America, Katzenberg.
Still making short jokes, huh, Doobie?
I mean, it's Katzenberg. I know one thing about Katzenberg. It's what Michael Eisner called him, which I can't say here.
Thank you.
We
have to draw the line somewhere.
Gio calls this grumpy, happy. That's pretty funny. Pretty much that describes the movie, frankly.
So it's essentially Snow White. It's just
with 2 grumpies. It isn't. By the way, Mac, I don't have strong opinions, but I highly recommend you go see this film in a theater, in a big screen, in 3D, while it's out. Takes 3.5 hours out of your life. Trust me, you won't regret it. Put down the X-Men video game and go watch Avatar.
Well, I haven't lifted
he's not picking up the game. It's
a full arcade cabinet, dude. This thing
it's
weighs
a
lot.
Figure of speech. Goodness.
Now wait, Doobie, I have to ask you then, if you want me to set aside 3.5 hours to watch something, Andor or The Way of Water?
if you only have 3.5 hours, then you go see The Way of Water. Andor takes about 12 hours.
Oh, well, fair. I mean, yeah, but it would take 3 hours, 3.5 hours, whatever, to get me hooked on the show, and then time doesn't matter anymore.
It takes a while. It's a slow burn.
I would still say Avatar, because you can come back to Andor anytime. Avatar needs to be seen on the big screen. That's the experience. Seeing it on Disney Plus in 3 months means nothing. It has to be seen on the big screen.
Well, then I won't watch it on Disney Plus in 3 months, I promise.
Frankly, you might as well not. There's no point. This is not, you don't watch this for the plot and for the story. You watch it for the spectacle. And that spectacle.
Don't worry, I'll go see it in theaters in 2027 when they re-release it before the third Avatar movie comes out.
I have a question about Avatar: The Way of Water. What is longer, the line for Pandora Flight of Passage, or the length of the runtime of Avatar: Way of Water?
Depends on the day. This week it would be the movie.
Wait, this week I saw some
movie is shorter.
Right, yeah. Saw some long.
I'll give you a tip. I'll give you a tip, Mac. There's a point in the movie where they arrive in a new location that has water. Go take a half-hour break at that point. Go take a half-hour break at that point. Stretch your legs, get a bite to eat, come back, enjoy the rest of that film. You'll be just fine.
Got it. So that is the Canto bite of that movie. Understood.
Yes, that is Canto bite. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to agree. Yes.
Mike Celestine.
Machete cut. The machete cut of that movie.
Okay. I am back up now for my fourth pick. As I mentioned, I was hoping you guys would narrow down the list of Marvel stuff on Disney Plus for me. You did not. So I will have to consult my rankings. And I am going to pick the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. I mean, it feels funny picking that, a 40-minute special over a 7 or 6 or whatever episode series like She-Hulk or Miss Marvel or Moon Knight. But I thoroughly enjoyed this special. I think this was as good as you could possibly do with, what they had to work with here. So really, really loved it. It's my top Disney Plus Marvel choice.
All right.
Fair enough.
Kyle, I know you still have the song stuck in your head, so clearly you're
constantly. Just seriously, anything I'm doing, I sit there and I go, rain, 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 rain. Dear, 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 dear.
Doobie, I know you were excited about the soundtrack when they released it.
Was I?
Well, it had your song. What was your and Kyle's song, I guess?
Which song is that?
Memory's the first thing to go, guys.
That was the second thing to go.
Can't remember the first.
Exactly.
Christmas wrapping, the waitresses, isn't that your?
Oh, that's a great song. That's a great song. You know where that song would have fit in well? Cosmic Rewind, Holiday Edition.
I will. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the holiday mix that they played on Cosmic Rewind. I will give you that.
I've yet to meet anyone who was a huge fan of that.
Now, if they took the song from the holiday special and put it on there, that would have been awesome. It would have fit perfectly. So,
speaking of, are we doing this again for 2022 in the world of theme parks and resorts?
Perhaps you have to ask the boss next to you.
You have to consult the higher ups.
That would be a lot more fun because trying to put four categories for that and then 4 options, that's gonna scrape the bottom of the barrel there. The new cart on Main Street.
Listen, just tell me the time and I am on board. I will figure all this out, but that'll be figured out another time, I guess. Okay. Kyle, are we back to you now?
We are back to me finally, believe it or not.
I'm walking.
So I have my linear television pick, which I realized was harder to come up with a list than I expected. So I chose a show that I've seen in the background. But the question when I try to figure this out, it wasn't would I watch it, is it hot? So I'm going to take Alaska Daily.
Okay.
Now, no dots connecting. Have you watched The Office?
I've watched some of The Office. Clearly don't
Yeah,
get
I've seen
that reference.
every
I'll
episode
send you a
10
clip
times,
later.
and I still don't get it.
It's Hilary Swank. No.
Oh, okay.
Anything?
Thank you. That helps. That helps.
There's a Family Guy reference you could have made, but probably not best for here right now.
Well, I'm not going to make the Office one either.
That's right. You're not.
Okay. Has anybody actually watched this show?
Bill Dowsell has.
Somebody has.
I saw the first 3 episodes. I thought it was going to be something interesting, and then it just turned out to be yet another procedurals, and so I moved, or not procedural, but just more of the same. It's so rare to find something good on network TV.
Okay, Rebecca is joining from the office, the HQ. I'm behind the scenes throwing all the graphics. No, I'm enjoying this show.
Oh, wow. Okay. There we go.
So I'm coming in to defend Alaska Daily. I mean, it's a little bit on the kind of what I call the Quincy side of TV, where each episode has some sort of PSA type element of greater weight and value to it. So it's got that. But no, I'm coming in saying good pick.
I like how that's the stupidity that finally made Rebecca feel the need to jump in after.
Well, what I will say, I get a little bit confused between Alaska Daily and Big Sky sometimes, because I know when Big Sky came out, there was controversy that they were focusing on the disappearance of someone and it wasn't an Indigenous person. And then Alaska Daily comes out and it's all about Indigenous people. So in my mind, I'm like, wait, which one's which? Which one's on Wednesdays? Which one's on?
Tony Betty's just now learning this isn't a show about the dessert. So
that would be Baked Alaska Daily. That's a dessert competition.
Mary Berry is surely hosting it for some reason.
All right, Doobie, we have made our way back to you for your 4th and final pick. Do you remember what category you have left? Because I do not.
I'm going to go with Disney Plus and say Andor.
You already got that.
Yeah, no, my category remaining is theatrical. My pick was Avatar 2, and I'm still angry that I didn't pick it earlier. Like, I thought I was safe.
I
guess I'm going to have to go with Strange World. Just kidding. Let's go with...
I like Strange World.
Come on, that's a joke.
Because you're strange.
I liked it. It was funny.
I'm excited to watch it.
I watched it last night. First Disney animated studios movie that I haven't seen in theaters in 40 years.
Wow.
Well, morning, Rebecca. Now I'm going off the board. I'm making an audible.
Calling an audible.
I've gone this far without choosing Marvel. I had Thor: Love and Thunder as my 4th pick, but I have decided I cannot stand to choose a Marvel thing here. So I am going for something else.
It would also be so off-brand for you, someone who has fallen asleep during Thor Ragnarok, to then choose the far inferior Thor movie.
How'd you not fall asleep during Avatar?
This is what I'm saying. Avatar was good. Even that half hour leaving. I had no trouble staying awake. I was terrified I was going to fall asleep.
How did that get picked for a pull quote?
Yeah,
I didn't fall asleep.
I stayed awake. Ruby Mosley.
If you'd have sent me to review it, I would have been on there, because I fell asleep during the Doctor Strange. I was so confused when John Krasinski was on my screen. So I am going with another movie I did not see, much like Thor: Love and Thunder and Strange World. I am going with Lightyear.
Nice. That was the next movie on my list after Love and Thunder. So
I have nothing to say about Lightyear, as I did not see it, other than Tony. They released it in theater, so you should be thrilled.
I did
back in theaters.
I waited and watched it on Disney Plus, but I really, really enjoyed it. I thought Lightyear was really good.
Well, because Captain America was Lightyear.
Right. That's the only reason. Yeah.
Steve Rogers, a man barely alive. So that's my pick. I am very comfortable with my Lightyear, my Andor, my Prey, my Beauty and the Beast. 3 out of 4 is not bad at all.
So everything's going to win.
And you only missed out on Avatar, so that's not really a loss there. That being said, yeah, I don't know. I think this is this
In the words
is
of Doobie, I think it's anybody's game.
Kyle,
is that how bad that looks?
You got to give us a heads up so you can be full screen next time you do that.
That's all right.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, I believe it. It looks like it hurts.
I'm surprised I didn't get dizzy and fall over, honestly.
Yeah, I'm in concussion protocol from the last time I did it. So.
To us soon, Doobie. To us soon.
It's clever. That's Kyle level stuff right there.
I don't get it.
Yeah, all I said, I texted him and said, now they're going to start calling him Threa. So it wasn't nearly as good.
Oh, right, to us soon. I get it. And it's too soon. That was gross. Don't say that.
I get it. French class. Let's run through our final lineups one more time. Here.
Oh, you guys want to have any honorable mentions that we should talk about too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, of course. Hocus Pocus 2. I'm surprised no one chose Hocus Pocus 2.
Good point. Most streamed movie of all time.
Yeah. I mean, clearly very popular. I'm also surprised that no one chose my biggest surprise of the year, since I hate Marvel. Not I hate him, but I've gotten bored with him. Miss Marvel brought something different to the table, and I thoroughly enjoyed the entire season of Miss Marvel. Stuck with it and really liked it. So yeah, those are some surprises
That's
for
not
me.
the one I expected you to say, so I'm glad to hear that. I also quite a bit.
I said Miss Marvel. I meant She-Hulk. Sorry, I meant She-Hulk.
Okay, that is the one I expected you to say. So,
thank you very much, Kyle. I totally meant She-Hulk. Miss Marvel. I stuck with it because my wife did.
Ms. Marvel was on my list along with She-Hulk and Moon Knight, but the ones that I had to fill out my list with stuff that I hadn't seen. For Hulu, I had Dropout, which I kind of thought Doobie would take. Tony, which I did not expect Doobie to take. Fleischman is in Trouble, something that Becca's also watched. And then for my other linear pick, Single Drunk Female, because I really couldn't think of like anything else that came out.
Yeah, I really had a hard time coming up with the network stuff.
Hulu was the year, because Hulu also had Welcome to Chippendales, which I haven't seen yet, but I've heard is really good. Fresh, which we kind of mentioned, but I mean, it was a decent, different movie. And Mike, we really did enjoy Mike. So Hulu was a veritable plethora of.
I enjoy Mike too.
Yeah, I will say too. I do I review a lot of the Hulu documentaries, and so I had my favorite on the list. It's funny because it's all of these documentaries that I review are fairly dark content, so it's kind of hard to call them my favorite of the year. But Captive Audience was a very, very well done documentary. Definitely enjoyed that. What about any others? Benji, did you have any honorable mentions?
Well, I told you about the Banshees. I mean, not really. It was getting kind of to the husk. I'm sure there's things I'm not remembering. I did like the Mickey Mouse documentary that Disney Plus did.
That's a good one.
But it just kind of felt not right for this thing. But I
forgot about the Hulu documentaries. I know Tony really liked the Falwell one that I still need to watch.
Ooh, I tried.
Yeah, Hulu has a lot of really good documentaries, that's for sure.
Network TV.
My network. Sorry, go ahead, Doobie.
I was just saying, Network TV. We forgot to mention and I realize it just happened, but the Christmas Day Parade, that obviously was very good this year. And
I don't know if that would count.
Why not?
Because it's just a new installment of something that they do every year. So
okay, fair enough.
Fair point.
And then this one I had, which it's really good. I'm just not sure if it's FX or if it would come under Hulu. Under the Banner of Heaven was a really good series.
That would be Hulu.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a good series.
I've heard good things about that and I haven't watched it yet.
Spider-Man.
For my other linear TV picks were just a couple of. My other linear TV picks were just a couple of 30 for 30 documentaries. Dream On, the story of the '96 women's dream team, was really, really well done. And then The Tuck Rule, which Kyle and Doobie, I know you guys at least watched that. We talked about that a while back.
Yeah. That was a good one. Never occurred to me. Never occurred. Oh, so I could have chose the Super Bowl.
No,
that's linear TV.
It
wasn't on ABC though.
That would be. Even if it was, that was Super Bowl 56. I don't think it's kind of an ongoing series.
The ending of that one is not my favorite.
The next Pro Bowl is
going to be agreed. I did not like the ending of that one. I did have a few other on my Disney Plus list, and that's because they were the Nat Geo things I really enjoyed that went straight to Disney Plus. And that was Supernatural and Epic Adventures with Bertie Gregory. Both of them very, very good as well.
Both of those are very good.
Yeah, right. Supernatural, especially. I binged through that. I ended up watching it in like 2 days. It was, just a great thing to just you throw on and just kind of get lost in it. So, with Benedict Cumberbatch narrating that as well. So.
I probably didn't like an episode of Jeopardy last week. I'm kind of sick of the champion at the moment.
You know what's funny? I had to go and look at what was new on ABC this year, and I found Celebrity Jeopardy as debuting in 2022. Is that?
I wondered if I could take that. The format is totally different. I thought about making an argument for it, but I was like, I'm going to lose that one. The show's been on for forever. If it has an SNL sketch about it, I don't think it qualifies.
Our producer, Stat Girl, has done some really good ones that we haven't mentioned. The big one, I think, is The Patient. That was something different and excellent. I think that was on Hulu, right?
That was on my list. Willow was on my list.
Yeah. Death on the Nile.
Yet. I do want to.
Also on my list, although I'm not sure if it qualifies, but it probably was the best content I saw this year, was Glass Onion.
Yeah, I love Glass Onion.
Yeah, that doesn't qualify.
Right,
does not qualify.
But it was great.
Okay, but it was really good. Yeah.
We don't know.
A Knives Out mystery.
Werewolf by Night too. I don't know. I guess we didn't mention that one. And then also Director by Night.
Director by Night, I would take over Werewolf by Night. I mean, I like Werewolf by Night, but Director of Night by Night, I really liked.
Okay. Strictly because you want to see Michael Giacchino's Indiana Jones movie, correct?
Right.
Indiana Jones and the Golden Snake, I think it was.
I think I saw that behind the curtain at the Blockbuster when I was growing up.
If Disney does a film-based attraction, does that count? Like Disneyland's Runaway Railway, will that count for next year?
No, because that's not on Hulu. Disney.
And it's also another season of the same show.
It's kind of linear. All right, fine. Producers moving us along.
All right, we have
Thank you.
Our final rosters up here. So we got Benji with Rescue Rangers, Hamster and Gretel, the Bear. What was that? I'm sorry,
Mike.
Yeah.
No, Mike is not here.
Rescue Rangers, Hamster and Gretel, the Bear, and Avatar: The Way of Water for Benji. Doobie has Andor, Beauty and the Beast 30th special theatrical thing, Prey and Lightyear. Kyle has Wakanda, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Turning Red, How I Met Your Father, and Alaska Daily. And then I have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Claim to Fame, Reboot, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I'll be honest with you, I don't feel great about my chances at winning the poll, but I do like my picks. They were some of my favorites movies. So.
The JoJo fans.
Leave these up for a moment. I would love to know in the chat, for anyone who's watching, Tony, Gio, let us know in the chat which one you think is the best. Because, I mean, no lie, I am really, really comfortable with my four, and I want to know if anyone out there agrees with me.
Somebody will.
Yeah.
Look, see? Laughing Place agrees with me.
Type that. We can hear you.
Yeah, looking at this, I think this is really tough to say who I think would actually win.
Thank you, Gio.
I don't know. It's a tough one.
We're gonna have to pull DTL on as we count down to midnight this week.
Yeah, well,
I feel like for our audience, I've got 4 name recognitions and no one else does. I'm so comfortable.
I am going to we're going to tweet the poll so you can vote for who you think won this draft. And I will set it up so that it ends at midnight on New Year's. So you'll have the rest of the year to vote for who you think won.
And then I can announce the winner live on Disney Trivia Live if you do midnight Eastern time. If you do midnight Eastern time.
I can't wait for you to forget to do that. That sounds great.
Top four, no more. Goodness, Mac, you are dropping fast.
Well, listen, top four was back when there were only 4 of us in Orlando. There's more of us now, so I don't hold myself to that standard anymore.
Oh, we got another voter. Nikki V votes Doobie.
You
all right, so when I tweet this poll, I will be sure to tag every Jonas Brothers fan group on Twitter that I can find, so I can steal this one here. But
I thought I had a good chance, but I guess I don't.
No.
I thought you did too. I was actually between you and Kyle. But then I don't know. Doobie has a good chance too, so I'm not sure. I'm kind of just ruling myself out because I don't think Claim to Fame is going to get a whole bunch of votes. But it was legitimately my favorite on linear TV. So
I respect your honesty. I think that was a good pick because I would have taken it if you didn't. So
well, listen, I won the last one. I figured I would let somebody else take over this time. So yeah. Anything else? Anything else you guys want to wrap up 2022 with here? Doobie, I know you have Disney Trivia Live still, so you'll have a whole bunch more.
You know, I felt like I should take a moment. Wait. When is the Parks one? Oh, we need to do a Parks one. I agree. I just wanted to give a
color's not new.
Give a shout out to I chose here to win, but I'm going to quickly give my favorites in each of these categories. That would be Andor, Mike, Avatar 2, and Beauty and the Beast Celebration. Those were my 4 top picks in each of these categories because no one asked. #influencer. It was a good year. A whole lot better than 2020 and 2021. I'll give you that. And I'm looking forward to 2023.
This is really going to help with the Audie nomination process.
That's a thing.
I would have to go back and review what came out in 2020 and 2021 because I can't remember to compare this year to it. But I do agree that it was a strong year. Like looking back at making this list, there was a lot of content that I forgot came out this year, and so it was a lot of tough decisions to make. By the way, one thing I came across during this. Oh, sorry, Rebecca, you jumping in?
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in real quick and say, if as you're watching this, you're like, I didn't know that was happening. What? That show? I've never heard of it. Check out Laughing Place because we do recaps. We let you know when these shows are coming. We have what's up next on each of the different Disney-owned networks or cable or streaming or whatnot. So you will know that these shows have arrived on whatever streaming service you have. So be sure, just want to chime in and do that. And I know that Kyle is much better prepared to talk about like who the people are who do these recaps for Laughing Place because he's our editor and he'll know the team behind keeping us all informed on these shows.
Yes, Bill recaps Alaska Daily, which is why I know it exists. Marshall was recapping Single Drunk Female, and there's some other ones, I'm sure.
Mack is the one who gets his name on all the Marvel stuff.
Yes, he does all the Marvel ones.
Not all of the Marvel stuff, just like half of it.
I'm sorry, only the Marvel stuff you like.
Well, that would be all of the Marvel stuff, actually. So,
you liked Eternals.
Yeah, I did. I do genuinely enjoy Eternals. So,
I have not seen your ranking. I should have. I'm ashamed. Your ranking of Marvel 2022. What was at the bottom of that list?
Oh, well, I mean, this was everything Marvel, not strictly Disney Marvel, but Morbius was. And actually,
of course.
I went on in my little blurb about it to remove it from the rankings altogether. It doesn't count. There were actually 11 pieces of Marvel content this year because it was
10 commandments.
It was aggressively bad is actually what I said in my write-up. So, yeah, that's. You can check out the full ranking, the list of 12 on Laughing Place right now. I did think of one other thing that I had, by the way, for Disney Plus was Rise, the Giannis Antetokounmpo movie. I really enjoyed that as well. So
that was good.
Need to see that. Really need to see that. And Bluey is always number one on trending. Is that new? Bluey, is that new this year?
It's not new. It's great, but it's not new.
Is it weird that I'm considering, like, I might just watch Bluey myself one day? Like, I might actually just go ahead and do that.
You should. I hear it's great. You see if they did a Bluey episode of the Abbott Elementary?
There's a Bluey episode of Abbott Elementary?
It's a major plot line on the thing where they have a kid who's obsessed with Bluey, so he starts to integrate it into his class.
I have not seen that. And we watch Abbott all the time. How did I miss that? Or maybe I didn't realize it was a Bluey reference.
That's possible, except that the kid keeps saying Bluey. So I would never mind. I think that maybe you pick up on that.
Quinta Brent is one of Laughing Place's most fascinating people for 2022.
Which is published. It's our top story at the moment, I believe, unless somebody else knocked it out.
I wanted to take that opportunity while Rebecca was scrolling through the images to try and keep us on topic as we ranted about Bluey. Thank you, Rebecca, for producing this show for us. That's why she's the one behind the scenes, putting up all the images and putting that tracker down at the bottom. So thank you again for that, and keeping us, or trying to keep us on track. It's an impossible task.
Can grannies floss?
I can't wait to understand. All right.
Do we do Bluey episode recaps? I feel like we're missing something here.
Well, they come in
like 7 minutes, so.
When I be lost when I try to pick up the next season.
I think you'll be fine. It's great. Right. You do get stuff if you watch more episodes. Like, you do pick up on more things, but you can enjoy.
Does Tony watch Bluey? I know Tony's our animation guy. I don't know if he's a Bluey fan. Tony, if you're out there, are you a Bluey fan? I'm curious.
I know Chris Rex.
Tony, speaking of Tony just did a Easter egg article for Strange World, which he's really good at those Easter egg articles. So.
I didn't read it. Did you catch the Roy Conley reference?
You can't say that now, because what if he didn't? You should slack that.
Then he can add it
to the article. Slack for that, man. Dude.
Really? You're the one doing that?
You don't embarrass your staff right here on national YouTube.
I beg to differ.
Tony taught me that the credits of Strange World have the Baxton in it. So that was probably the most exciting one for me.
The Baxton, like from Piglet's Big Adventure?
From Winnie the Pooh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't.
I didn't.
You almost did. You wanted to.
No, I didn't. Because you got the wrong movie. Did. It's not from that. It's from Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, fine. Good.
I feel like we need to hit end before something happens here.
No, we're getting close to. All right. Wait, Mack, you opened it. You get to close it.
Well, I thank you for everyone for
vote
joining
for
us.
Me.
Yeah, vote for not for Kyle. Vote for not for me either. I'm not going to win this one until I get the Jonas Brothers army on my side.
Vote for anybody else except Doobie. Really
and let us know in the comments if you want us to do this.
I don't feel comfortable with that. Vote for Doobie.